Oh yeah, mic check.
Check. Loud and clear.
Mic check. Black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
Sugar, no cream, man. Come on with it.
Episode 5-9.
Black coffee, no sugar. Black coffee, no sugar, no cream podcast.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Black
coffee, no sugar, no cream podcast. Episode 59. I am at Kenneth Jinx.
Brother Timothy.
Hey, but I'm at Ken Jinx on Facebook, so I ain't pimping no more.
You ain't pimping?
I turned in my pimp card. I'm not Bishop Don Magic Wand no more.
Done with it?
What made you turn it in?
Well, I actually picked
membership
it up.
Fees.
That too. That too.
Costs.
I picked up. I was pimping because I actually had was applying to some jobs. So I ain't want them to check my social media.
Gotcha.
So I came.
They
in.
check that?
Of course.
Yeah.
Check your social media.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel like I'm ratchet.
They should check
Wow.
your social media.
Okay. I didn't know they did that.
Yep. So let me let me turn company up.
Wow.
As you can see, we got company.
Got
What's
company.
going on? Appreciate y'all inviting me into y'all home.
And I don't have a bio, but
He right there.
I introduce to some,
Well,
present to most. This my cousin, man. We go way back. Friend,
your real cousin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like not play.
Yeah, like second cousin. Yeah,
Really?
Second cousin.
How?
His cousin is my aunt.
Okay. Gotcha. You related to the truck driver?
Truck driver.
You know the truck. Y'all ain't related.
Yeah,
What's your truck driver
his
cousin
brother.
name?
That's his brother.
Who?
Alan?
Is that Alan who came in here?
No, that's on my daddy's side.
Okay.
See,
You the cousin for
family
real?
Yes.
What's his
family
mama's
is-
name?
Joanne.
Oh, okay. It took a while, but okay, y'all third
Because
cousins.
she a twin. See,
Yeah,
grandma-
okay, you're right. I
see what
got
I'm
you.
saying? Like, I
Y'all,
gotta
okay, y'all third
Come
cousins.
on, nah, third cousin. I'll let you tell the story.
See,
Though.
see what that
It said one person. Though.
let us know.
What up,
Can
what
you
up?
hear us, Hub? I think
Derek.
that's
No, that's Derek.
Derek, can you hear us?
Thompson,
Brother, you gotta help me, man. I got these glasses, but I can't see that.
It says
He's watching, but can he hear us?
he's watching. Let's ask him.
Derek, can you hear
What's
us?
going on, brother Derek? Kentrail, that's his son's name. No, that's somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah, he gave us the thumbs up.
Yeah, he can.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you. Good looking.
So that means we might be able to get some phone callers and
Brother
pipe them on. But black coffee, no sugar, no
right
cream.
there. Yep.
Episode 59. We everywhere where you can hear us.
We everywhere.
Most notably SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Music Play,
Spreaker.
Spreaker, Spotify,
Y'all everywhere. For real.
We for real.
Bing,
Bing.
Google search, Yahoo search.
Wow. They don't cost nothing, do it?
Nah,
They
man.
don't cost nothing. That's good.
Nah,
We should get more places.
SoundCloud costs.
Yeah.
So
They cost?
So all 59 ain't available on SoundCloud because they cost.
We don't need to go
Is it
there.
a nominal fee or is it something like they making money on?
It's about $15 a month for unlimited.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not, but I ain't trying to pay it. know.
Yeah, right. Keep the content coming.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, ask
content
us.
coming. They'll
Well,
get the
yeah, wait till they ask
advertisers
us. That's
yeah.
right.
So,
Yep.
but yeah, we everywhere though. So you'll be able to hear this episode and last week. So, brother, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
He talking to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. We all brothers.
He got to bring you in.
Well, yeah, I did.
Man,
I
got
did.
that blood
I
thicker
did.
than mud thing going on, man.
Well, I'm gonna get to you, cuz. But
I got you.
brother.
I'm
How
gonna let
you
y'all do
doing?
y'all thing.
I'm fine, man. Thanks for asking.
You have a good week?
All my weeks are good.
That's good.
I'm telling you, I have no complaints at all. How
What
you
working
doing?
on? What you working on? Because I need some.
Man, a fence. Working on the fence. Finishing up a deck. Hey, and the deck is like, you ain't gonna believe it, it's like 37 feet long by 36 feet. A deck. That's amazing. We working on that. They changed their mind. So it's extending the project. Working on the flip in Urbana on Stout and lining up something on South Shore in Chicago. That's they up and coming. They popping. So that's keeping us pretty busy.
Okay.
How you doing? How the family?
I'm good, man. We had an episode at the crib over the
Can you
weekend.
talk about? Can you talk about? Come on now, you need to make a phone call, lifeline, something. Come on, man. Sometimes it's best to ask for what permission instead of forgiveness.
I'm
You ain't no
I'm
pimp,
withhold this
You smart.
information.
There you go, man. Boy, you smart. Just text and say.
Hey, everybody know about my family on this episode,
They don't
man.
know everything. Come on now.
They don't know everything, but
Yeah.
we had to put out a little fire around the crib this weekend, but we doing
Y'all gotta
well.
take good. Y'all, there you
We
go.
doing well.
Got taken care of. There you go.
Yeah, so
Good job.
shout out to my son. You know what I'm saying?
Don't tell it. Don't slide in it.
You know, it ain't the bad thing that you did. Is how is moving past it, and that's what
good.
we're
That's
doing.
good advice.
Yeah,
You consider yourself a good father,
yeah,
a great father,
yeah.
a wonderful father.
I'm the best father in the world. My children tell me that.
I think
So I
that's
All
believe
that
them.
matter.
I
think
believe.
that you are then.
Yeah,
You're doing a good job.
yes, sir.
I'm proud of you, man. You're a father. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I remember you.
All right, cuz.
Wait a minute. I remember when you wasn't married, man. Now you're a father. You married, father, got a couple
All
children.
right now.
I'm proud of you. That's all. I mean, I'm
Okay, because
that's
you know,
good.
we go way back.
I got you. Let's just stay up here. Let's come to present time, man. Let's stay right here.
We've all evolved into
That's right.
great
Yes, sir.
human beings. We act in our age.
Yes, sir.
I can get a little petty, but I still act my age.
What that mean?
Petty.
Yeah, petty, like.
Thank you for. I shouldn't use a word. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, I mean, they could be thinking about the race car driver.
Not really taking things for face value. Kind of, you know, when Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we need to go high. Well, sometimes when they go low, like Charlamagne say, take it to the floor with their ass, and I do that sometimes.
Is that wrong?
No,
No, I mean, it's a choice.
but you know,
I think you do very
and
well.
I don't think I'm petty about serious things. I'm petty about things that I can afford to be petty about.
You're good. You're normal.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, all right, cuz, what's going on with your life, man?
What's going on? Same old, working
cousin right
extremely hard. Yeah, I'm Cory Sutton, by the way. I don't think they
Cory
said.
Sutton. Yeah, that's my cousin. So it's just family love.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And like I said, thanks to both of you gentlemen for inviting me on here. But life as usual, working hard, raising my kids, doing the family thing.
Good.
Basketball is huge right now for me as the middle school season just kicked off. But what's consuming most of my time is work.
The day job.
Day job.
The
Day
reason,
job.
no disrespect, we gonna get into all of that.
Yes,
but the
yes,
day
yes.
job is why you're here.
Correct. Correct.
So before we get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, hey brother, can you just make sure ain't nobody commenting?
Let me see. I ain't about to say
Okay, people just watching. Okay,
watch.
yeah, I don't want to. If somebody comment, I want to, get them in. But hey, if y'all watching and y'all want to join the conversation, I know most of y'all probably watching on your phones. If you have my personal line, feel free to hit it. But if you don't have my personal line, let me look up my Google Voice line that I created just for this show.
That's good. You don't have to pay for that, do you?
Nope,
That's good.
free 99.
So when they call that number, it's gonna ring to your.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to open it up. 761-76 area code 765-761-2277. So if we are talking about something that you want to join in and ask our guests a question, ask us a question, call us 765-761-2277.
Look here. Let me put this in there, cause you said the fact they didn't catch that. Let's start over. Go ahead.
So you want me to get a number out again? 765
Okay.
761-2277.
I got you. And what'd you call it? It's the bat line.
Yeah, that's the I'm giving away all the secrets. So you already know I'm a faithful man,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Yep, that's right.
So if y'all still playing games, get y'all Google Voice. And
No, you don't.
He say no, you don't.
but no, cause let's just start from the top.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready for it. Let's go. Let's roll them out.
Your mom used to watch me and my first cousin, your auntie,
Facts.
when we was preteens. When we ain't feel like going to church.
Courtney Lynn was there.
Yeah, so shout out to Courtney, shout out to your mom. So that's how far we go back.
Yeah.
That's good.
And so
Over there about Linview.
I lived on Linview, but we was pretty much over his grandma's house, Jane house, or something like that. Courtney would come over there just watch it. We probably ran her crazy, you know what I'm saying? We was at that age. She was
busy.
Yeah. So so that's how far we go back.
That's good.
Oh, Ellis, yeah.
Before
Ellis, probably.
Right, before it's out there on Michigan Avenue and Curd. Yeah. So where I want to go is when you were born, you pretty much grew up up top.
Yes, sir.
How much time you pretty much your whole life until
I would say all of my formative years, so my childhood, mostly pretty much all of my teen years, with the exception of the last two. We moved around a lot in the city. So originally, 61st and Kenwood with Crank, shout out to Crank. 103rd and Wentworth is probably where I made my name at, and been around a lot of the people that I knew and still have great relationships to this day. 103rd and Wentworth, to everybody that don't know what a 10 tray at. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. I think my guy Jamal that called in last week don't live too far from there.
Oh yeah. The tracks used to separate a lot of friction that was going on around there. So I stayed on one side of I stayed on one side of the tracks, but I was able to walk on the other side of the tracks though. So and that's kind of how I've always grown.
How was you able to do that?
Don't tell all your business.
I'm just curious.
No.
I get the
he know how to get
the dynamics and the
I get that's what it was more than anything. The fact I was able to articulate myself to any type of people, no matter what they identify with, gang, nerd. You know what I'm saying? I was always able to.
How are you perceived in the city?
That's a good question.
I was the cool lane. You dig what I'm saying?
And you know what? And
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna keep it all the way funky. I was the cooler. Like I wasn't with all the lame dudes that was doing weird stuff. But I was with a lot of street dudes. But I knew I was a curved dude, though. You know what I'm saying? I knew who I was a long time ago, and the fact I stood 10 toes down it, people had to respect it. Like, no, Cory ain't gonna go do this. Yeah, I ain't. You know what I'm saying? So now what? And that's just kind of how my back and forth went, all the way through high school.
What high school did you go to up there?
Gwendolyn Brooks.
Where is that at?
115th in Michigan.
Really?
Mendel, Southside Prep. That's what y'all know before.
Okay.
And then it turned into Gwendolyn Brooks my freshman year. Yeah, my freshman year was Gwendolyn Brooks.
Was that co-ed or all boys?
It was all boys when it was Mendel.
Okay.
Southside,
Yeah.
Co-ed, and then it
Mendel, was that St. Martin DePort? No.
Recently, they had a brother from here from Centennial. My sister had him in Avid. Shout out Danielle McKenzie. She had him in Avid. He became the principal at Gwendolyn Brooks. President Obama recognized him as being one of the 4 educators in the city because of the work he was doing at Gwendolyn Brooks. And this is probably the past 3-4 years. And this is a brother that was here in Champaign and moved up there.
See, good. Come out of Champaign.
Yeah, a lot more than Champaign.
Is it just people watching, or is people
watching? Everybody watching.
Give a shout out to the people that's watching, brother.
Shout out to the watchers.
To the watchers.
Come on, man. Name them by name, man.
To the watchers.
All right. You got brother Derek Thompson.
Shout out brother D, Derek Thompson, beard coach.
Aaron Foreman.
Hey, what up, Big E?
Eric Felix.
Hey, Felix, former guest.
Kevin Cobb.
KC.
Big Cobb.
Hub.
What up, Hub?
It's Herbert.
No, it's Hub, man. That's not a Herbert.
All right, we
unless you writing Herbert a check, that's when it's Herbert. It's Hub everywhere else, man.
Hub.
All right. Okay, we'll just want to thank y'all for watching. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you're choosing to watch us for a little bit.
Shout out Hov.
So, so Gwendolyn Brooks.
Yes, sir.
I heard you were quite the scholar.
Yeah, it was a college preparatory school. So like you had to test to get in. I wasn't the best student, but I was a great test taker and I was able to learn at a fast pace.
Okay, so you were a great test taker because I heard you. I heard about your test taking tales.
Yeah. So I consistently say these days that I'm overeducated and under degree because of the fact that
Well, that's a city term right there.
I say that because I did score 28 on my ACT.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But I did not go to college.
I heard about that too.
So,
Do you put that on the resume? I scored 28 on my ACT.
No, I try not to even talk about it because I didn't go to college. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I scored a 28 on ACT, but what did that do for me? Okay,
now you scored 28 on ACT, and when you first moved down, and we're gonna go back to the city.
Okay.
To the city.
Okay.
So when you first moved down here, you only had 1 year left when you came down here, right?
Correct.
So you was a senior.
Correct.
So, and I think this is kind of, it makes, to me, is kind of relative because that was your junior year you scored that 28, right?
That's a fact.
So when you got down here and that's on your transcript and you get to Central, right?
Mm-hmm.
They probably just, and you said, and you use a term, you are
overeducated.
No, not that one. You said I'm
a curb.
No, you said something to the effect that you were a good test taker.
Correct.
And you kind of dumbed down that maybe you didn't really like go all out in the classroom per se.
That is a fact.
Okay, so when you got down here and they saw that 28, because they saw it.
Yes, they did.
What happened?
We don't know what we can really do for you, right? I was able to get 3 gyms each semester. I had advanced English and a computer class. Outside of the English, it was like, you know what I mean? I was just going through the motions.
You was going through the motions. So you Gwendolyn Brooks is all black, I imagine.
95. So
95% black.
Yes.
You come down here with a 28, and niggas
they don't know what to do with it. They don't know what to do.
So you pretty much in advanced English with people that don't have the same hue as you.
To anybody that's watching, listen, I don't remember any black people in that English class at Central. I'm
one.
I take that back. Juanita Mott, I believe she was in my AP English class.
Shout out to her.
Yes, sir. Mookie, what up? What up?
Okay, so I'm bringing that up. Do you think if you'd have stayed at Gwendolyn your senior year, do you think college would have been in the future?
Yes, sir.
A little bit?
Yes, sir. A lot of bit. Because at that point in time, we had interest from like Howard was sending me letters and stuff like that. A couple Ivies. Again, this is 12, 13 years removed. It's something I should really put in my head, but I had college opportunities because of my academics. And when I got down here, I didn't take full advantage of that. Got lost in a lot of different things, but again, we live and learn. So I'm blessed to be where I am today, no matter what happened back in my senior years and my 19, 20, 21-year-old years. So
that's great. Yeah, I think that's great.
And that's why I don't want to say coin because I'm pretty sure somebody else said it, but I consider myself to be overeducated and under degree.
Yes, sir.
So the question I asked on the notes, how does growing up in Chicago, probably going to a school that with peers that majority look like you, contrast to being in the community that's the opposite. Do we answer that, or do you want to elaborate?
No, I can elaborate because it's a lot different, right? Most of the teachers in my school, I would say 50% of the teachers at Gwendolyn Brooks were black. I don't remember seeing a lot of black teachers at Central. Even in the AP course, it was a retiring white lady. You know what I'm saying? So she was on 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm terrible with names. I wish I could remember her name.
We ain't worried about her.
But I'm just saying the dynamic of coming from a college preparatory school on the south side of Chicago and then coming to Champaign Central High School where the racial dynamic is apparent, right? You can see it. You can feel it, right? Check this out. I did show choir because... And that was never offered at, Gwendolyn Brooks, right? With a show choir. Yeah. Musicals.
Okay.
Right. I'm from 103rd and Windward. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was, because of my upbringing, upbringing in Chicago, I still had an outlet because of my family. My uncle,
Preacher?
Nah, not the preacher. My mother's brother.
Okay.
I had a different outlook on the world. Right. This is a man that was making $500,000 a year when I was baby young. So I was afforded the opportunity to go across the country, see different things, understand what money is, how to build on those type of things. So having that as a backdrop and still being in the south side of Chicago, you know what I'm saying, 130 Wentworth, everything I saw over the summer, I didn't never see during the regular year, you know what I'm saying? So having that dynamic, it speaks to my personality and goes back to how I'm able to articulate in both universes.
Okay, so we're gonna catch up. So you didn't go to college. So what all? Just give us a path, a journey. Take us on the journey to, briefly to where you are today. And we're going to jump around a lot.
That's fine.
And brother, I'll try to get you in here eventually.
Man, I'm in there.
No, yeah, I got you. So, like I said, we were at Gwendolyn Brooks. I moved down here my senior year. We kind of touched on Central and my feelings of being, because again, I was 95% predominantly black school, and understanding that dynamic. But from there, I was able to find different employment, right? So I worked for FedEx office for 4.5 years. From there, I had some managerial positions because of, again, my way to speak and articulate different ideas, my ability to communicate with people. And then once I left American Marketing and Publishing was a sales position, my uncle kind of pulled me in to Brother Aaron Emmons and some of the things that they were doing as the Emmonsons. I think this was Carol's first campaign. Yeah, it was her first campaign. He brought me into the North End Breakfast Club just as some historical background. I did
North
do
End
some.
Breakfast
I
Club.
did a little
That
research.
was a topic last week.
So I did a little research. I heard him mention it. So I got to shout out all the brothers at the North End Breakfast Club because there hasn't been a meeting in a while. Okay, I'll say that.
Gotcha.
That's good enough for you. Okay.
Good enough.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
You just want the information.
So Sam's now.
One-liner, the king of the one-liners, because you got to stay focused.
I love it. But so as I got pulled into that, I started paying a lot more attention to political commentary. So watching Fox News as well as MSNBC.
That's good. I like that.
Reading the Washington Post.
Good.
Different things. So I've always considered myself to be an avid reader.
That's good. Republican.
I didn't say I was a Republican. I said I listened to Fox News, and it's a great dynamic for people that don't necessarily understand how narratives are built. Fox News has the best way to build narratives, period. But outside of that, this is again part of my informal education. Once I got with Aaron, we worked on campaigns. Carol was then elected, and so with that being the case, there was work to be done. So the North End Breakfast Club continued. I played my part as a young brother at the table, trying to bring young people into political conversations, understand the dynamics. This is right around Keywan Harrington time. You know what I mean? So when Breakfast Club was a lot more active, shout out Brother Sunayata. I hope everybody's reading his columns every third Saturday in the News Gazette. But as I've gotten through those conversations and built different relationships, I've been able to leverage those relationships into job opportunities. So I was with the circuit clerk's office for a year and a half. Due to some of the work I did there, I was able to build relationships with different attorneys, specifically a city attorney, right? She fell in love with the way I was handling things, and she offered me an opportunity to then become a part of Public Works department as a customer service, where I did great things, great reporting back. But as a young black man, you make mistakes. And so that opportunity afforded me a lesson more than anything. And once that lesson was given, I was in the weeds, right? I was spraying weeds in the summertime for weed, man. Shout out Andy. and it was a great opportunity. Even there, I've always been able to flourish when it comes to handling people or compromising, listening, having a conversation. And so that ability has afforded me most of my opportunities, especially here around the Champaign area, because for some reason they act like black brothers can't do it. You know what I mean? So even with that being the case, once I was in the weeds, I had learned my lesson from over at the city of Champaign. My big bro, he was then elected to county clerk, only black county clerk in the state of Illinois. I don't know if y'all knew that. I would be surprised to say in the nation, outside of some of the southern states. And from there, I've been able to learn a lot as far as elections, voter registration, still being able to interact with our own community, a lot of outreach things that we've done over the summer. And I'm currently the senior election specialist for County Clerk Champaign of Urbana.
Okay.
So I think I take you all the way.
You can't get nothing, man. Get something, a hand clap or something.
Oh no, my resume long, man. He didn't know.
I like the buttons, man.
He didn't know.
You got the claps. You got the all that.
Yeah,
Man, I'm just locked in. You know, because some of the stuff I'm learning, you know, about.
And he was here. He was there the whole time. Like, he was there the whole time, though. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
But you know when old
Tim,
look, man, when old church folks get to running their mouth and not knowing all the facts, and you hear stuff that's
I didn't know that.
That you can't just take everything your 70-some-year-old mama say at face value when she just on the phone.
Well,
you know, running her mouth with people that just.
Hey, you can't say it.
Yes, I can say it because it's black coffee, no sugar, no cream, right?
No sugar, no shrimp.
Y'all, hey, if you follow me on social media, you know I got it in for them churches.
Yeah.
I got you.
Shout out Kanye.
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream podcast.
Hey, before we continue, is there anybody new watching so we can shout them out?
Let's see. Preston James.
P,
what up?
What about
we put it at an angle, P.
Kevin Ducey?
Kevin Ducey, OKC. Hey, we talking politics, Kevin. Don't sign off so quick.
Gotcha. Okay, good.
Let me get that number again if you want to give a call.
That's good.
If you got my personal number, feel free to hit it. If you don't, 765-761-2277. I believe we have the audio issue squared away, so you'll be able to be heard on the Facebook Live. And of course, our YouTube viewership, shout out to you all. Thank you.
Subscribe.
Okay, so county clerk.
Yes, sir. That's where I'm at right now. Only black county clerkman in I promise. I want to say it. I want to say it. Shout out Aaron Evans, man.
Okay.
That's right.
So, shout out Aaron Amos. Aaron, check your Facebook messages because I hit you about a year ago during your campaign to come on, and I didn't hear back.
They're very busy people, man. Like, you got to get in and you know what I mean? I got you. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm shouting them out.
Don't worry about it. I got you.
Right.
But you had to throw the shade first, but I got you.
Was that shade?
Yeah, he caught it. That's good defense, man.
I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you.
He caught that. That was good.
Hey, that 28 shining.
Yeah, man.
Hey, that 103rd Whitworth came out.
Sure did. It sure did.
Most certainly.
But I did say shout out Aaron Evans.
You did. Holla at Big Bro. Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, so no, with all due respect, what? Just give us. I mean, I'm in 6th grade. I don't know. Just talk to me like I'm a 6th grader.
I can do that.
What is the daily duties of the office? Not just Aaron.
That's good. What's the job description? What goes on there?
As a county, like I can't speak directly to what the county clerk does, but the office, right?
Yeah, the office. What
it does is we are vital record keepers. So birth, death, marriage, all of these things, records. Doing business as, right?
Yep, DBAs.
So these are all things that are maintained at the county clerk's level, or the county level, and the county clerk is the one that maintains those roads. So people, they'd be like, well, that's not that important of a job. Well, have you ever tried to get an insurance claim without a death certificate?
Good point.
I mean, these are things
my
that
auntie Vera passed away, and 15 years later, she had a little something in my mama's name, and we didn't have a death certificate.
You see what I'm saying?
And that was in Tennessee.
Wow.
So these are things that the county clerk does.
That's good.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like people be like, oh, what? Y'all don't do nothing there. Then taxes. Property taxes is what the county clerk maintains. Delinquent taxes, excuse me.
Delinquent taxes.
Delinquent taxes. So when you behind on your taxes, you get people that call themselves tax buyers, right? And they purchase the taxes, the back taxes on your property. And at that time, they have a 3-year span to continue purchasing them, or someone else can jump in. But as the first person, you have the right to the deed. So after the 3-year period elapses, you have an opportunity to petition the courts for a quit claim deed, as long as the taxes have been purchased by you for the previous 3 years. So it's a time period. I heard you before the interview speaking about at the interview, speaking about some flips and things of that nature. So to all my real estate guys, they go a little gym for you. You know, being a tax buyer is something that our folks aren't privy to.
So what do I need to do? Because I'm not trying to be negative, but on this podcast, I had a goal this year of purchasing a rental, and it's November, and I probably. If you need to answer, go on and answer.
No. This ain't no baby little, bro.
Oh, okay. But I had a goal to purchase a rental, and it probably ain't gonna get done.
It is gonna get done.
Yes, it is gonna get done.
So, thank y'all, brothers.
It's gonna be what you say it is.
Yeah, we control our universe.
Man, it's gonna be what you say it is.
It's gonna get done.
That's right.
So I'm trying to. So I know it'll take 3 years, but do I just go to Brookings and get on the computers and see who ain't paid, or do I gotta get the paper? And
so there is record people that haven't paid previous taxes, but the county holds what they call a tax sale. This year, due to the state being late, you know, we had a lot of people complaining about their tax bills not getting out and things of that nature. But it wasn't our office; it was the state that was getting the tax multiplier back to us late and delayed everything up until now. The tax sale is going to be in December. It's typically in October, though, when the tax sale happens, when you're able to go in and purchase someone's taxes on properties. And at that point,
I think that's a good idea.
Look here, man, and this black coffee, no sugar, no cream, but it was some that happened on Linview some years ago, and
people didn't know that somebody was purchasing, and it happens all the time, right?
All the time.
You get somebody purchasing your taxes the past 3 years, you think, oh, I didn't pay my taxes, I got away with one. Somebody a certain somebody was paying a certain somebody's taxes, and then right before he let her know, but he acted like it was a favor, allegedly. Acted like it was a favor, allegedly. See, because I'm in tune, I ain't gonna get into the details, but I know exactly who and what. But go ahead.
And once the 3 years passed, man,
I need that.
You got to go.
Need that.
You got to go.
That's the law, though. They got to pay them interest, right?
Yeah, the sheriff is there and everything. So once you get the tax claim deed, and there's other processes.
They give you a chance to write a recidivism, right? You get a chance to buy them back.
If there is, I haven't learned about it. If there is, yes, before the 3 years, you have an opportunity to come. You can contact the tax buyer.
Pay them.
Yes, correct, and that's why the tax buyers get in it. They don't necessarily want the property.
Like
18% is the standard.
They want the interest.
They want the money, right? It's not always the property. But if I'm
I'm going in December. I'm going.
It's not always the property, but the people that pay back, you getting 18%. $70,000.
Where you gonna get that?
I'm going.
Not a bank for sure.
No,
I'm going. I'm going on Zillow.
It's in December.
I'm going on Zillow.
Shout out
seeing how
AJ.
much these taxes is. And
Yeah,
you can't lose by buying taxes.
you can't. You cannot.
When the property is sold or whatever, you're gonna get yours. You got like a first position
because you could then put the tax lien on it.
Yeah, got the lien. That's good. And they gotta get that lien off.
Gems.
Hey man, hey, we digging. That's all.
That's all
We
right.
digging. That's all.
And that's part of the clerk's office. Okay.
See,
That's
again,
good.
the
See
people
that?
are enlightened about what the county clerk does, and so we touched on vital records. We touched on property taxes, how they're distributed. You know what I mean? We do that as well in the tax department. But then you get to my department, which is the elections department.
Frederick Dixon.
Fred, what up, Fred? He in Arizona. What's up, Fred?
Now I don't know
From
Fred.
Peoria. He a coach.
Peoria Manual.
Woodruff, Manuel. He a Peoria legend. Coach Dixon. Appreciate you joining us, man. We gonna talk about a little LeBron, but we talking about I'm about to purchase him. I'm talking about purchasing these taxes right now.
Yeah. That's the sting though. You know what I'm saying?
But you gotta wait.
Like, that's the sting.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
It's a
You have to
3-year
not
period,
need
but
that
you
money.
yes,
You can't be over there like, damn, man, what's up? You gotta wait.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
it take a little time.
I mean, if you can wait 3 years, or if they decide to pay them, they still hit you off and they can.
But listen, most businessmen they thinking 3 to 5 years in ahead.
That's right.
See what I'm saying?
That's
So
right. They don't want the
it's
quick
not
dollar,
just regular
quick
Joe
nickel.
Schmo. I'm not gonna just make right. Ain't no such thing as a quick nickel, man.
No.
Ain't no such thing. But
Yeah, it's an investment. It's not a, ain't no get rich.
it's called growth, right? I'd rather plant a seed and be able to eat off a tree forever
right.
than just somebody give me fruit every day.
Yeah.
So again, I'm still the 6th grader.
Okay. So you know what vital records is and
Yeah.
death records, how we maintain those, birth records, marriages, keep those all intact, the records of those. You understand property tax at a elementary level, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So and then we get to my department, which is the elections department. And
Okay.
again, I am the senior election
That's happening.
Hold
specialist.
on, before we get there,
Okay.
I got one question.
I got a lot of answers.
I've been saving that. Got a bag over there. About to pull out that
Hey,
bag.
ask the listeners,
ears.
they probably can't hear the effects.
Can y'all hear the effect?
Can y'all hear the effects? Just somebody type yay or nay. But why is the clerk an elected position why is it important that it's an elected position?
It's different everywhere, right? Because sometimes the recorder's office is combined with the county clerk's office. So I wouldn't even consider myself to be privy to that type of information to even explain why it's an elected position, because we are a nonpartisan office.
What that mean? I'm in 6th, remember?
Okay, nonpartisan means that you don't align with any particular party.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
non-party,
Okay, now it makes sense.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So we are a nonpartisan office, but it is an
Yeah, me
elected
too, man.
official. With that being the case, I believe it's elected because the people should choose who is their gatekeeper. Right. I just told you how important death records is in regards to insurance. I just told you how important tax property.
That's good.
And your ethics and morals need to be high and intact
Yes.
to do
Yes.
things,
Yeah.
And so
especially with tax
idealistically, right,
things. Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
So those are all things that can be considered idealistic, right? People have different feelings about the tax code, how records should be maintained, how elections should be served. So I personally believe, again, and again, I'm not speaking
for
for
sure.
the county clerk's office at all,
That's good.
or the county clerk himself, but from my position and what I've learned, it seems to be that it's an elected official because of the ideology of how things should be ran.
That's pretty good. Are you pretty good at your job?
I would consider myself to be.
How would you know?
How would I know? The smoothness of things, the lack of interruption or error.
Okay.
Even the ability to communicate something like this. I mean, he's not the first person to ask me, what y'all doing at county clerk's
Yeah, what y'all
office?
do over there?
You see what I'm saying? So,
What's really going on?
so with that being the case, I feel like my ability to articulate that, I feel like I'm doing my job pretty well.
Okay.
But I haven't gotten to what I do though.
Let's
I've
do
told
it.
you about.
Let's do it. Let me do it.
Yeah.
I've told you about
Let's
what our
do
office is capable of.
Can
In the
you talk
election.
about that? Can you talk about it?
Yes, yeah. I feel free.
Let's do it.
I feel my boss people trust me to say the right things. As a senior election specialist for the Champaign County Clerk's Office, we maintain voter registration rolls. We facilitate and monitor elections. Specifically now, scheduling polling locations. Speak more to that ideology. We know that Champaign is a campus town, right? Like U of I is a huge presence. It's probably one of the more dominant presences in this area. Student voting is typically a left-leaning, and again, I don't have the stats in front of me. As y'all see, I'm chilling, right? But it's typically a left-leaning demographic, right?
Why is it called a left?
Why is it called the left?
Like I hear that a lot. Left, right. You know.
I think it's just because you have to, because the center, because it's an extreme. Again, this is my personal take. Okay, this, you have to speak to extremes, right? If you're in the middle, you have to be left or right.
Okay.
Now, where or how it got specifically named that, I couldn't tell you that.
Why
but
why right? I just wondered about. I hear it.
it's a great question, and I'm gonna put it in my back pocket. But
Yeah, go on Google that while you talk.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. The left, the far left. You know.
And these are extremes that need to be identified.
And
as
who's on the left?
Democrats
And-
or liberal? Liberal is
Yeah,
considered to be
typically,
left.
yeah.
So Democrats on the left
Yes, sir.
and Republicans on the right.
Correct. Conservative, GOP, and then these are all terms.
So the
labels.
Republicans came up with this and made themselves
No,
right.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't
just
know, man.
do your
Here you
Google.
go.
bro.
Check it out.
Here I'm deciphering language over here. I don't know.
They
man.
decided to be right. Everybody else is L.
That's what happened. Shoot, the day after Donald Trump got in, boy, we
Facts.
was all
L's,
L's.
big L.
My
But
Lord.
again, that's participation rate. That's lack of education. That's
What it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I believe more than anything,
It's gonna be good.
It's the lack of education. In regards to the process, not calling anybody stupid. You know what I mean? I'm not, because could you imagine how many? Nah, I ain't gonna do that.
No,
Not on the
I
right.
mean, for sure.
I ain't gonna do that.
I mean, you can. but-
No, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. I'm building something bigger here. So we could, but the left and right dynamic is something that we have to live and learn. Like, there's a right and left to everything, wouldn't you say? There's one way to go and there's another way to go.
Well, on a certain dimension. I mean, you got other dimensions that may not be.
That's
left
a
or
bigger conversation that I'm definitely not aware of.
right. That's like left and right. That's like west and east, but you still got north, south, northeast.
No, you have right and wrong. That's the same spectrum I'm kind of putting it on.
But that's why I say the Republicans consider themselves right, and then they deem the other
Oh,
side.
I just fed right
left.
into his whole narrative.
They put them on the left. I'm looking up how they come up with
yeah,
this.
but I'm interested to and we're gonna get sidetracked a lot.
No,
But
I'm
as you were
here for a
saying,
conversation.
as you were saying, as far as what you do and just the voter election.
Yeah, so
what I'm sorry, I ain't trying to butcher your title. You said election what?
I'm a senior election specialist.
Specialist, okay.
Senior election specialist.
For sure.
He's older. You're over other
Election
election
specialist.
specialists.
Correct.
Okay,
That's what's up, cuz.
That's good.
Correct.
So you was talking about
You ain't wear no suit to work.
I think that's gonna speak more into working for certain folks.
Okay, gotcha.
But go
I
ahead.
just see
go
that,
ahead.
but
Go
go
ahead. Go ahead.
so no, I'm just trying to get us back on track because I was you had got to talking about the student voting and
The ideology, how that dynamic plays a part into why it's an elected position. I
Okay.
want to go back to that
Okay.
a little bit. But as far as what I specifically do, again, it's maintaining the election. So you have to get somebody to do. We have, don't kill me, Aaron. 98 polling locations. And we have to deliver all of that election equipment to all 98 precincts. The polling locations have to be scheduled. We have to coordinate all that information with those polling locations. The actual ballot creation. Right now, we're in what they call a petition period. So anybody that's trying to be on the ballot for the 2020 elections are currently gaining signatures or trying to get signatures to petition to be on the ballot, which again has its own process. It can be challenged. People always wonder, how did this person get on the ballot? We have a primary coming up, by the way. I don't know if anybody knew that.
I didn't.
There's a Democratic primary coming up in March,
Okay.
where the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, with the exception of the president, will have certain people vying to be a candidate for their respective party. So we have that coming up in March. That we'll have to facilitate, maintain, and it's a big deal, right? Because it's heated right now, right? Elizabeth Warren, Joe Biden, Buttigieg. These are all people
Look,
that are
y'all.
out there.
And hold your thought, cuz We at Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream. Well, I'm trying to prepare my friends and loved ones.
For re-election of Donald Trump.
Yes.
And you should. I appreciate you doing that because
How you
it's
gonna prepare?
prepare him. No.
By telling everybody,
Make him
don't
aware.
He
get,
is gonna be the president.
he's going to win again.
If the election was today, he would be the president. I do believe that. Because the electorate is not necessarily motivated by the candidates that's currently out. The pure motivation is to remove Donald Trump, which hate never moves more than love, hope, and things of that nature.
But no, so I mean, you were just talking about
The Democratic primary coming up. So in March 17th, Champaign County or the state of Illinois will be holding primary elections for all the Democratic candidates as well as the Republican candidates, because we have a lot of local elections as well. I don't know 100% sure if they're being primaried. The local, so again, I've been there 7 months. So thank you. I really appreciate that.
you like it. I mean,
So far, so good. My staff, all my no. I mean, I can say I don't like it. I mean,
No, you can't.
Why couldn't I? They can't fire me if I say I
Osh.
don't like something.
Not about being fired, but then be like,
Osh watching?
Yeah, look, check it out.
what up, Osh?
Oh no, I hope they've been listening.
When
The
you
past
coming
15
on,
minutes. I'm
Osh?
serious.
When you coming on?
Big Wayne.
Wayne Turner.
Shout out
Roosevelt
Boys
Moore.
to Men, man. Shout out
Yeah,
to Boys to Men. They're
yeah,
doing great things
he's
around here.
He's a former guest.
Great things.
Who?
Shout out Boys to Men.
Wayne.
Wayne Turner.
Who was that?
Oh, stop it, slime.
Who was that?
Come on, big brother
Listen.
Tim.
Wayne, he came on the show. He had the at the time he was promoting his benefit dinner banquet.
Yep. Which I attended.
Wayne. Oh, yep.
Yeah.
I don't know shit. Hey, Wayne, how you doing? Look, we got brother Roosevelt.
Cousin Pete.
Come on, boy. Roosevelt.
Roosevelt, what's going on, Rose?
Yeah, Oshkosh, but God.
What's
right
up,
there.
Osh?
You got somebody named Dewan
Dewan, who?
Howard, right there.
Dewan Howard?
You know how much he wished that was.
Bowdry.
Oh, Juan Baldry. Okay.
You don't know?
From Maryland, yeah.
Wow, they all over the world.
Yeah, we doing good this week, and they can hear us.
Shout out Black Coffee, No Cream.
No sugar, no cream.
Excuse me. No sugar, no
kNOw.
cream.
You
I
got
like
that
sugar in my
Nova
coffee,
That's right.
unfortunately.
We do too.
No cream, just sugar,
honey.
though.
I put honey.
I like
Honey
cream.
and coffee?
You won't get diabetes. The bees know what they're doing. Man, I saw the bee movie. I mean, it'll change your mind, man.
Diabetes. That meat you eating give you more diabetes than.
Hey, I told you earlier today. I
haven't had meat in 21 years.
Oh, okay. You hip.
Hey, brother
You
Sam, that's from number 78 down in Jackson, Mississippi. Muhammad Moslem was 78. The announcement right there. Yeah, 21 years. I haven't had meat in 21 years.
It's a struggle. I wish I could get on that
Man, who you telling?
Man, watch this. You want? Watch this. Bam. It's over.
Facts. We control our universe. I hear you.
Yes, sir. Play. He gonna
All
get that house.
Yeah.
This rental this year.
And I'm
Speaking
only
into
going to go
existence.
no meat for 6 months.
Boom.
Boom.
Just like that. Drop it.
Nah, but I definitely want to acknowledge the people that's.
That's good.
But where was we at? What was we talking about?
Everything.
No. The elections. The Democratic primary coming up and how the county clerk's office is going to be facilitating pretty much all elections. We just had an election back in April. I don't know. Do we have avid voters here?
I mean,
I vote.
you vote?
Yeah,
Man, you got to do that to kick it with us, man. You vote for real?
absolutely.
He kicking the bobos or what?
Man, no, he vote. He got, well, unless they're giving out free
Is you kicking the bobos talking about you don't vote?
I don't, but I get stickers.
You can't get a sticker unless you vote. Who
Man,
giving you that?
they be all over the place.
Election judges.
Watch this. They be
We
all.
don't give stickers out to people that don't vote. You hear me?
The people who vote, they be giving like here, man.
Why though?
They feel good about them.
Why you feeling good about wearing it and then you ain't worried?
I ain't gonna vote. But
Can I ask why?
appreciate if it's time?
It's yeah.
I'm sorry. May I ask why you don't vote?
Well, voting, I would have to stop what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And if I got to stop what I'm doing, it has to be more valuable than what I'm currently doing.
Awesome. Just not to cut you off. That's why, again, I appreciate County Clerk Aaron Emmons for educating folks.
Mm-hmm.
There's a period called early voting.
I heard that. I've done it before. I used to be a voter registrar.
Oh, so you a deputy registrar?
I used to be. I used to go around and get people to. I had stacks of them. I think I maybe have registered one day. I think we did like myself personally. I probably did like 40 people.
Wow,
had those
that's a lot.
cards. Yeah, we
That's
went
a
door
lot.
to door. Man, we door to door. Had those cards. You couldn't tell them who to vote for, but you could encourage them to.
So you were part of the process, and then all of a sudden got discouraged by
I didn't
the
get
process.
discouraged. I got busy.
Oh, okay.
So okay, so that's good to know. So
Okay.
you got busy.
At the time, I had the time, and that was very, very important to me. It didn't matter, who you vote for, but at least exercise your right to vote.
Correct, because what it was 70 years ago, we didn't have it, right?
Well, I don't know how long we'll go, but my thinking was, I'm here. If this is going to help make things better, excuse me, cool. My mindset changed because
Around making things better.
that way, I didn't start with my own self. At the time, I'm helping all these other people. I'm thinking credit bad, back child support, no house, raggedy car, raggedy truck, cutting hair, and it's a good thing. But I found myself trying to help other people who were doing better than I was. And I'm encouraging them, exercise your right to vote so we can do this and we can do that. And then it appeared that the same people I'm trying to get to help didn't really want to help themselves. This is just my one-sided view here. So I just couldn't waste any time trying to galvanize all these people together to exercise the vote when, I want to use it. Ignorant means don't know.
Correct. Unaware.
Unaware. Not aware. So I'm trying to help somebody who's not ready to help themselves. That's insanity to me. So I stepped back and started focusing on myself and my family. As a result, everything in my life changed. And then I realized, I'm looking at it now like, I see why Chinese people come here and don't vote. I see why Korean people don't come here and vote. When they come here, they're focusing on making life better for themselves, the man, the woman, the children, and their community. So if they want to make changes, they galvanize their forces as a community. They can make changes. No amount of voting is going to get the whole world to start looking for the 60-some thousand black women that go missing. That little one Chinese girl that went missing, man, they're knocking on one of my rental properties over on Beach Street looking for her. That's power.
And you think that's financial power?
Well, not just financial, it's collective bargaining power for the police,
And the U of I, because that's
U of I.
that's the number
But
2-3 school of international students, by the way.
but that whole umbrella, the U of I, and the strong Asian presence. Hey, y'all better find that girl. Police, y'all better go find her. Sheriff, y'all better go find. So when I think about that, but they didn't have to vote.
And you went off to almost a tangent, I would say. I asked why you don't vote.
It's all tied together. Because as I grow and develop, I don't see myself just tied to we shall overcome. We're going to hold hands. We're going to march down there. We're going to make changes. That ain't going to happen. That is not going to happen at all. The change has to start with myself. But I make reference to Chinese people because they're a very powerful force in Champaign. I remember when they did not have that strong
Internationally now, right? I mean, y'all did the NBA thing last week, so China's just it's a powerhouse. Right?
They're a powerful people because they have unity.
That's a nation. So we're talking nation building now.
But we in Champaign are a small nation. We're a micro nation. When we're talking about the Democrats all getting together to accomplish a certain goal. What is the goal? So when I if I'm voting for somebody to be in office, I like that person. I hope they get that job. It's going to benefit them. They're going to get a job. They're going to get a raise. They're going up and up and up and up. I'm for that. I think that's great.
Their ideology or what they say they're going there for, it doesn't affect you directly, though.
I don't care. Like Trump, he in office, I don't care. If Obama in office, I don't care. Because when Obama's in office, guess what? he had the HEART program, Home Affordability Refinance Program. I told everybody I know, black, brown, red, yellow, white, very few people took advantage of it. And then Trump came along, and he made some changes. I'm like, hey, you can go do this. You can get your LLC for cheaper than what it was for years ago. Those who took advantage of it, took advantage of it.
Isn't that going to come with anything, though? Like, it's going to be certain people that don't even pay mind.
That's right. It doesn't matter who's in office. I agree with you. It don't matter who's in office. How am I going to respond? I'm not going to take off on a Tuesday or Wednesday.
How does that contribute to the whole, though? How does you working on your family, you not voting, contribute to someone who benefits from the housing authority.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you
I benefit from the housing authority because I got to get more rent property. So the housing authority, who's going to pay these people rent, they can give me that check. That's going to benefit
and
me.
who appoints people at the housing authority?
I don't care.
Yo, now we don't care though.
I don't care who. Listen, I
Except
don't care
they
who's
can-
in office. I don't care if it's a Democrat.
I wasn't talking labels. I'm talking. It matters who's making decisions.
Not to me. Because
You're gonna
I
adjust.
know what I'm going to do.
You're gonna adjust
I already have my plan. And my plan is...
again. So how does that affect the whole? Right? We talk about nation building.
There's no macro without a micro.
Uh-huh.
So when I think about the whole, I'm thinking about... It's like the hokey pokey, man. I think my whole self in. I'm shaking this all about... I'm thinking about me, my family, my children. And then if there's something left, then I worry about something else. A good example is, who am I going to feed first? Who you going to feed first? You got children?
I have 2 children and 1 on the way.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Get the... Wait, you got to get some. Get him something.
Oh yeah. I appreciate the pause.
That's right. I mean, I love children. I love
Shout out
family.
LC Scooter.
You are going to take better care of your children than mine. You better.
Facts.
If you got one piece of bread, you better feed your family first, and I expect you to.
Mm-hmm.
So, how does that all tie in with the big old hole and everything else? Everybody can vote against Trump, and he still be president.
Presidential elections are shows, right? You have to understand on the federal level.
Only show I want to go to, like Grant Cardone or something like that.
Grant Cardone. You gonna 10x yourself?
I already done it. But if it works and it makes changes for me, that's just like
Somebody wrote something, man.
Need a Democratic plantation or the Republican plantation going to save us. Blacks have been trained to attack. Yeah, you're right.
But blacks
Who
don't
said
understand.
Brother
Right?
Samuel.
So okay, even with that's a consistent argument, right? Like neither party is going to help black people.
We gotta be a party ourselves, man.
You know, even with that being the case, we don't understand the infrastructure. I just had to break down who maintains our birth and death records. Who's going to do that in the black community if we have a nation of our own? Are we going to elect that person? Are we going to appoint that person? Right? Who's going to divvy up tax properties?
We can figure that out.
Oh, now we can figure it out.
We can collectively figure it out. It doesn't have to be a model after the current system. And I say that because even the Bible, if you believe, he said, behold, I make all things new.
Okay.
Now, behold, I make all things new. We have to make new. We need a new paradigm. We need a paradigm shift because the old system has not worked. How is it that in 2019, 2020, we are in a worse condition than we were in the 60s and 70s as far as strong families, businesses, our economic situation, all the different things. We have gotten, we have more so-called rights.
Shout out to Fox News for building a narrative.
You know.
So, because listen, we have more black billionaires or millionaires now than ever before as well. You started off the poverty rate.
And they taking care of themselves.
We have the lowest black employment rate in the past 10, 15 years.
Because of who?
Oh, I think that's capitalism. I'm not, but again, I don't want to get into all that.
I got you.
The markets and money isn't dictated by how we govern ourselves. Again, those are ideological things. Those are moral compasses that we use.
We set the market.
Correct. So when you speak about building and maintaining your own family, this is things that are a must. If you believe in the Bible, I'll quote you. This is what song. Here we go.
You
God. No, I'm quoting you. But God, right, ordains man to take care of the family.
That's right.
So with that being the case,
that's right.
You have to understand outside of your family, there's multiple families. So we need to figure out as black people how to rise each other. If I'm solely focused, you said what's ever left. I heard you say when you say that I'm going to take care of my family and whatever's left, instead of going into the initiative, okay, this is what I'm going to do for my family and this is what I have to give to everybody else.
In certain order.
But you said what's ever left, so I'm going to make sure I get everything I can.
That's right.
Then give it to them.
Yeah. Amen.
Instead of, this is all we need.
My brother.
And the less need, here y'all go.
Hell.
I see both of y'all points. I really do. I understand both.
Help yourself before helping others.
Of course, you can't.
So when you got that,
you can't help the rich if you're one of them. Shout out Hove again.
You didn't just make it rain. Hopefully. When you got your job and you got a raise, hopefully. You didn't just make it rain.
I got 2 kids. Ain't no rain, man.
Well, you make it rain on them in your house.
Facts.
Those are the seeds that you want to water and nurture.
Facts.
You ain't
Like
got-
y'all kind of saying the same thing, but no, I see both sides.
And it was all in regards to voting, right?
Yeah,
Because
you're voting.
this is his perspective, but I've
Right.
heard many excuses. Oh, my vote
Well, the
don't
reasons.
matter.
The reasons.
No. And I don't want to discount them, right?
Yeah.
So my vote doesn't count. To who? Right? Who doesn't it count to? Does it not count to yourself?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm saying this is things that I kind of have internalized as I've had conversations with guys over the past 6 years, being around political conversation, being around political dudes, listening to commentary and things of that nature. I ask all the time, like, you don't vote, why? Have I voted all my life? No. I have not voted all my life, right? So I want to make that clear, because I was undereducated, right? I wasn't overeducated at that point in time.
Now, these are shout out people right there.
Oh, who we shouting out?
We shouting out to look like Evan Ducey, Freddie Dixon, Wayne Turner, Roosevelt, Ashra, DeWan, somebody, Ash, Samuel, and Samuel. That's good. This is a very. I think this is a very good.
No, I appreciate
good
the
dialogue.
conversation, man.
And
I
we
appreciate
need
the.
this. We really, man. We need.
And what I was trying to do was take it off the federal top hat, right? Like everybody,
I'm
so
not really worried about the federal.
everybody
honestly.
excited about Trump, right? Ooh, but who sets the tax rates right here in the city of Champaign? Your city council. Marijuana is being legalized in Illinois. Who sets the tax rate on the county level? The county board.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So these are things that
But it
And those
won't-
are
it's not
elected
gonna
officials,
affect-
right?
county board is an elected official. We have several seats up.
How's that going to affect me?
How?
Yeah.
Right. You
If
don't
you decide, I mean, you don't smoke necessarily.
How's that going to affect?
Do you know anybody that does?
Yeah, 95%. Can't wait. They standing like this. They're like, yeah, I got you. They waiting on the day the first.
So the weed argument is separate from what I'm talking about. Because
Yeah, we supposed to have new med in here soon.
no,
But
I'm
how
definitely
does that
excited to get
benefit
those.
me? I mean, you know,
I was.
how does it affect me? Not a benefit, but how's that going to affect me?
Maybe not directly, right?
Mm-hmm.
But think about all the subsidies some business owners will receive that would then, because I don't know what's your trade.
What
What do you do by?
construction
Okay.
and realty? We got some rental property to do.
So think about all the storefronts that could possibly be there as an opportunity for people to build up, or the farm systems, the cultivation systems that people are there. Those are high dollar. I was told at least $4 million needs to be pushed for someone to have a cultivation facility. Imagine being in on that as a real estater, as a developer. $4 million, even if you get 10% of that. I mean, so you can't say it doesn't. It doesn't not affect you.
if that's my space, that's fine. But
If that's so, now you're trying to separate yourself, though.
I am separated, but equal.
I appreciate that more than you think, though, right?
I am.
I appreciate that more than you think.
I understand the value to some people for voting. I definitely understand, but I don't share that same.
What about healthcare? Right? You have any children?
Oh yeah,
Okay, so did you have anybody that's under the age of 26?
yeah.
So they are currently being able to be carried on your health insurance because of Obamacare, correct?
No, we ain't got Obamacare.
No, you don't have it, but the insurance companies have to follow the regulations of the Affordable Care, not the Obamacare, Affordable Care Act to continue to cover your children until they're 26 years old.
Now I don't worry about stuff like that.
Nah, see, now we're not worried about healthcare.
I
Okay,
don't have to pay
I see where this
health
going.
insurance.
Yeah, he's former military.
Yeah,
Oh, and we talking anti-government. You
I
a
didn't
military
say
man.
anti-government. I didn't say anti.
How could you have a government without being? I guess you could have
I'm
what they
for-
got over there in Russia,
No.
an oligarchy, or you
It's the
don't
same
believe-
thing over here. Listen, same thing. It's not much different here. When you look at 5% of the population controls 95% of the wealth. When
And
I look at
globally though.
in here, right here in America, when I look at America, what Champaign? We keep it local. When we look at Champaign,
There's
what
5
is it?
dudes that have the most money.
We ain't one of them dudes. In Champaign, we don't have a boys and girls club that is owned by black folk.
But they have a white-owned one that's ran by black folk.
I mean, we've been running since we've been here.
No.
We did
So
marathon shit
that's
jumping
the
on.
issue.
I mean,
then I don't think it's necessarily the ownership.
we
of
have
it.
to have ownership. We can dictate and regulate what we can and can't do. It's kind of like somebody, I need a grant. You can get a grant, but nonprofit. But as soon as you start making moves, whomever is funding you controls your growth. They can stop you at any time. That's it. It's over with.
I can see your point, but
It's the truth. I mean, listen. There is no, if we don't have a strong
shout out Fort
financial
Sweet
base-
for being nonprofit.
Who?
Shout out for V, former guest.
I'm just saying, like these are dudes
I'm
that's
saying,
making
I don't-
moves in the community that benefit the community that you're saying is
That's
not
the-
doing enough.
That's their thing. I shout out for whatever they are doing. I'm saying I wouldn't rely on a 401 something CEO,
401, okay.
whatever it is. But I wouldn't rely on that because I live in a capitalistic society.
For sure. No better society, no better system economically than capitalism.
I don't have a problem with it. I mean, and out of everywhere I can live, I prefer to live where I am right now.
Okay.
Now, that being the case, I don't know what this will turn into in the future. Right now, capitalism. Right now, I have to make sure that me, my family are secure. Now, how does that tie into voting and everybody else? Everybody's not going to strive for the same thing. Some people ain't going to do nothing at all. Should they benefit the same as somebody who's going
No, because that's a
really-
socialistic society.
I mean, we all reap what we sow. So I'm sowing strong seeds for survivability and legacy for my family.
Mm-hmm.
So when I die, they won't have to start all back over, and he won't have to come up with no, GoFundMe.
So
thing
there's
to
no
bury me and
sense
stuff
of
like
helping
that.
the next man.
I am helping the next man. I'm not sure the next and the next. Now
Not
watch
telling
this.
them to make sure that you watch our SNEG. Don't let nobody touch our SNEG. Excuse
That's
me.
it.
Thank you. And we not gonna help nobody else get no egg.
No, we not. That's not it. I have to teach them to help themselves before helping others.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to secure.
You brought up the Bible though. So I mean, what happened to love and my brother's keeper?
Damn, I'm keeping myself first.
All right.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna try to. No,
Keep my
this,
brother.
Please.
no.
please, 'cause I
It's
keep
great.
going.
It's great, but we do. We just gotta.
What do we have in Champaign, man? Nothing.
And that's because of us though.
I understand. Okay, regardless of the cause of the
You can go to the next
cause,
topic, Jinx.
So
Yeah. Okay. I mean, all right.
It's all keep tying in anyway.
Yeah. So you ain't voting.
no, I'm not. I vote for Jesus. How about that?
Christ.
Yeah, Jesus
The
the Christ.
letter J wasn't invented.
That's right.
until-
Esau, Yahshua.
that-
That's my son's
Most
name,
High.
Jesus. I named my son Jesus. That's how much I love Jesus.
No, that's a real talk.
Straight up.
Man, I almost had to cuss the lady at the dentist office. She's like, yeah, you have an appointment for Jesus. I'm like, look, I told you his name was Jesus. We're not Hispanic. I told you his name is Jesus. Some people don't even want to say that name. And you're right. It wasn't a strong J sound. It was Isa, Yahshua, or Yeshua. But, some people do not. This white lady, she did not want to call him Jesus. That bothered her.
As a black man, she didn't want to call him Jesus.
I mean, he was black. Jesus had to be black. They whipped his ass. Look at the stuff they went through.
Hello.
He had to be. But anyway,
Hello.
we ain't got to go.
We don't. That's a rabbit's hole. But hello.
We got to go.
We got another comment before we move on.
Roosevelt. Ooh, woo. The failed white system. Wow. Y'all can't handle it.
All right, shout out, brother Roosevelt.
Thank you, Roosevelt. But anyway,
Go ahead.
am I
Jason.
gonna vote? I ain't voting.
No. I'm gonna get Brother Tim to at least vote for somebody locally. What about your city? You live in the city of Champaign?
I live in Dewey.
That's
So who the
Champaign
township supervisor there?
I don't know.
Yeah, and he making decisions on your behalf, and you don't even know it.
Watch this. I don't care.
That's fine too.
Because they try to raise the taxes. I go out there and contest it, and it always works out. No problem.
You don't have no problem with your township, huh?
No,
Okay, so
I don't-
all the other people elected somebody for you then.
they can do what they want to do.
I'm just saying, man. I'm
But
just saying.
I tell you this though, if I decide to run for Dewey, the mayor of Dewey, I know I'll win it. But I need to stack up my finances and get myself together.
And just as a side note, I'm sorry, Jinx.
No, y'all good.
I was listening to the old podcast. You asked what's in Wyoming. What's in Dewey?
Me.
Okay, there we go. There we go. I just want to make sure.
I'm a pioneer. I'm a trendsetter.
As we are.
Somebody
As
asked me,
I appreciate.
damn, man, why would you move to Dewey? Ain't no black people in Dewey. I said, yes, it is.
So why he can't move to the factory in Wyoming?
He can do whatever he want to do. That's fine. That's his choice. Watch this. He's gonna make sure his wife, what's her name? Kim, and
he didn't
West,
know her name.
and the rest of the directions. He gonna get west and north and all that stuff. He gonna take care of them.
He said the
first.
rest of the directions.
I mean, he's focused. He shouldn't be.
Yes, he is. And I don't mean to sidetrack you, Jinx. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I like Kanye.
Yeah. Shout out to Jesus is King.
I'm a Kanye stan.
I like Trump.
I'm a self-admitted Kanye stan.
It's all the same.
I like his tactics.
Who?
Trump's.
Man, I don't know him. I like some of the things that he's done.
He's not implementing anything, but I like his.
Well, he helped us with the to get the business license. That's one thing, and he also has a better HARP. The home affordable is better than the one that the previous president, which was fine. I don't look at it as black and white.
But that's economic growth. That's not necessarily him that's facilitating that. You know that,
we
right?
can say the same thing about Obama. It's not necessarily him. It's economic growth.
Okay.
I don't care. You're right. I'm interested in growth.
Understandable.
Economic.
Understandable.
If black folks get together, cool. If we don't, cool. I know what I got to do.
Right. Right.
All right. Let's move. That was beautiful, guys. I appreciate
That's
y'all.
what we do,
For
man.
sure. No,
Black
I
folks.
appreciate y'all. Shout out to y'all on the invite, man.
Yeah. Okay. So.
He gonna do a drop, ain't he? Can he do it?
Yeah. We just
He
gotta
dropped
make sure.
that.
You gotta call and see if he can.
Yeah. So before we really move on.
Kevin Jones is watching.
Yeah, brother Kev.
Pink Jones.
So just
Back then, they ain't
just out of curiosity, cuz do you engage in conversations similar to this when you
All the time.
all the
I'd
time?
imagine
All the time. You say like, I mean,
you listen to him. He boom, boom,
all
boom.
the time.
He fired him
Because
off, man.
we are not politically engaged.
Yeah.
Right? So me as somebody that's in that world necessarily, I try to, give as much advice, information, so people can kind of at least listen. You know what I'm saying? If I can get your ear and I can get you to listen, I know 6 months down the line, oh damn, Cory did say that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what I engage in at this
For
point.
sure. Okay.
And you know what? You're doing a wonderful job because, man, your product knowledge.
Oh man.
I mean, it's not rehearsed. It's not scripted. It's just in you. You really believe in it.
Yeah, I believe
you
in
believe
democracy and
now.
being a right. Yeah, and I'll give you that, right? So I won't necessarily discount that, right? Because anarchy, nobody is ready for. I don't believe, right? We don't have enough guns to be
But we see,
an anarchy nation.
but we see, we have to see the current trajectory that we are on. We cannot deny where we're headed.
Oh yeah,
We cannot deny that we're headed for a police state. We cannot deny that. So why not prepare for what you know is going to happen? If it doesn't,
because I have hope. Shout out to Obama, man. I got hope.
Booyaka. Si se puede.
Go ahead, Jinx.
All right. So all the time. So this is nothing new. Good. I'm glad it's nothing new.
He's a specialist. He's the supervisor of the specialist.
No, I'm not the supervisor,
He got
but
the cape on over there.
But
I
I'm
borrowed it from Aaron.
I'm going to
You done a good
vote.
job.
I'm going to vote.
Wait a minute. You gonna vote? Who you gonna vote? Are you gonna vote the Democrat all the way down?
Shout out to Blue Wave.
You know I voted for Erica Harold.
That's some hometown stuff. Erica, she's a.
You vote for her
I ain't gonna
because
do
you
that.
know her.
I ain't gonna do
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
You know what she stands for. What's her, like? Do you care about her platform or she's black?
Has
and
she
she's from here?
articulated her platform? That's the question. That's a more
Or
direct
do you
question.
care? Do you care?
I didn't. My wife.
Okay, so
my wife scolded me.
For Erica?
Yes.
You can't.
Oh, she's scolded because that's your wife and that's Erica.
No.
That's Miss
She's
America.
no.
She probably knows her views.
She scolded me because she's she ran Republican. What's
She's run Republican since she came out.
Gutierrez.
Uh-huh.
You know him? Who he is?
From here?
No, from Chicago.
Mexican brothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
She
yes.
worked. She worked for his office.
Okay. Yep. That makes sense.
So she, man.
So do you vote because that's your people, or
I voted for
And
her.
that's fine too, though.
I voted for her
Don't
because
think
she
I
was my
think that's
people.
wonderful.
Yeah, that's fine too. I
See,
want them to
people
get that
voted for-
job. You said it.
That's right. Give her a job, like Obama. You think people knew what Obama was gonna
he
do?
didn't need no job, but go ahead, man.
I mean,
he got a raise.
I reached out to her to come
Got a
on the
book deal.
podcast. She didn't come either. So
Shout out Erica Harrell.
yeah,
Shout out to Erica.
She gonna run consistently too. I love
And
it.
she gonna win.
I mean,
She's a winner.
Eventually.
That's right.
Shout out to her pops. That's my guy. You know, I had to. You know, when I seen him, I was like, yeah, Barack pulled up. Make sure. Barack did pull up.
He did though. He did.
But no, cause I did want to ask one question. Cause we an hour and 15 in. Time flies when you're having fun.
Wow, we rolling.
Go ahead. Go ahead though.
No, we gonna get this in, man.
By myself.
At least it ain't Wyoming,
By
man.
myself.
I do want to get some of these points out. What are some of the things?
Jones, baby.
What are some of the things that you feel are most necessary that people can do in the community? Now we done talked about
Outside of voting,
just outside of voting and things like that.
you link with guys like Wayne Turner, right? You get involved with Boys to Men. You appreciate and salute guys like Tracy Parsons over at the city of Champaign. Even Tracy Dace with the Dream program. You get involved. I think it's on the micro level that you can make the most impact here, right? If you want to get involved. Even with myself, I have a lot of skin in the game when it comes to basketball per se. But even outside of basketball, there are plenty of programs. The Dream, again, they're more than basketball. They do after school activities, even to the white-owned Boys and Girls Club, right? You can volunteer there all the time.
Guess you can.
I mean, there's no pay in that.
Can we use y'all gym?
Oh, you're going to have a hard time with that too.
Yeah.
But even with that being the case, I think making the impact in supporting Black businesses. Shout out Shay Sweets. She does cakes and things of that nature. Next time your son has a birthday party, you link with her and you support Black businesses.
Who's this?
Shay Sweets. Don't get me to tell them
Might
a
need
story
to
like I
invite
know
her
her
on.
name.
Yeah.
She's small. Ashley Williams, who had previously, I don't know if she still lives in Champaign, but I know she had a small Black business. Of course, Suits by Soldiers.
Who was the young lady that had the Black Business Network that?
I just started following her on Facebook. I wish I knew her.
Yeah, I'm gonna invite her on.
Yes, she is a part. She's linked in with Will Cowles. Shout out Will Cowles over at the City Council, Black Chamber of Commerce as well. She linked in with him. I wish I knew the sister's name, but she's doing amazing things. She just recently had a seminar over at the Douglas Library around Black entrepreneurs and things of that nature. But getting involved with the community, I think the biggest impact comes from being involved with the youth. Shout out the Mario Hayes.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Another cuz.
For being in those schools. Donald Stewart, who actually substitutes and is a big component of what Dream is doing out here these days. Okay. I think the youth is where the biggest impact will be made for us 10 years from now. Anybody over the age of 15 is...
Man, okay.
I'm hoping change.
What happened to the hope, man?
I'm hoping change.
Yeah, I got
15 is tough.
I got a question off the cuff. So you from Chicago?
103rd. Shout out 10 Trey.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
No gang sign. No. But
yeah,
you know what I mean?
know.
I've been seeing folks. I've been seeing folks for a while, but yeah, I mean,
no.
I love all my folks.
See folks.
So just coming from that dynamic to this dynamic, and we just pretty much referenced a lot of people that got their boots on the ground. Mm-hmm. As far as your prognosis, I've said in this podcast, I've talked to my friends. I see a lot of apartments going up. I see a lot of construction. Mm-hmm. That's the growth I see. I don't see businesses per se making homes. In Champaign, Brother Jamal was on last week. Mm-hmm. Said Illinois is the worst state as far as being taxed for business. So, Boys to Men and a lot of the companies a lot of the not companies, but
mentor programs
that we speak on. And I know that they're very well rounded in what they're exposing the youth to.
Mm-hmm.
But in your opinion,
Mm-hmm.
if they remain here, because I know Wayne, that's my guy, and I know he feels, and he said it on our pod, he feels like we shouldn't have to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that being said, if they do stay, if our youth does stay,
mm-hmm.
what do you feel should be the path? Should it be education? Should it be trade? Should it be? I mean,
yeah.
You understand my question?
No, of course.
Yeah.
So when I speak to the youth, again, I recently coined the phrase overeducated, under degree. So institutional education is something that I think needs to be dismantled. In the sense of the cost and things of that nature. So I typically push anybody over the age of 15 towards trade, right? Because there's always going to be there's a need for a building to need plumbing. There's a need for a building to need electricity. To be a art historian, there's no need for that, right?
But coach.
No. And shout out Kanye, but we are the culture. Black people are the culture. But anyway, the art historians or communications, if you don't specialize in something, what are you communicating, right? I think when you're trying to keep people here in Champaign, the job market is so one-way leaning that it's going to be hard to convince a 17-year-old who goes off to college for 4 years to come back here and build something. At this point in time, it's going to be hard to convince that 17-year-old who's had a Howard degree, right, not stay in Dallas and come back here to Champaign because of the opportunity.
Shout out Q. I already, hey,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just,
he told us he said he's not coming back. He told us.
I'm just saying, like,
not under the current conditions.
No, he didn't say.
The conditions change with voting, though.
No. No, Lord, no. Hey, there's no economic opportunities for him. If there were, and it was very attractive, let's say he's making $70,000 over there. If he's offering.
All right. So y'all do y'all thing, but we gonna move on after y'all do y'all thing.
No,
what I'm saying is, it's hard to say that because, you know, I don't know if anybody noticed, but on Bradley, there's a new development happened there. That's a black firm that did the money.
To do what?
The money to do that development.
I mean, which?
What, on Market in Bradley?
Yes, sir. That's a black firm. I have some personal resonation.
You worked over there, right? Bristol Place?
No, I didn't. I turned it down.
You turned it down?
Why?
I had something else going on.
I'm just saying. So, but they afforded it to a black man, right?
Well, it's quite a few black contractors that's working over there.
Good, man.
And they're taking care of their families. And I've talked to those, and
would that have happened without?
Yes.
The black city councilman that's on there,
yes.
Will Cowles. I forgot the other young lady. You think it? No.
Name another person.
No. I'm not done name dropping.
Okay.
But again, to attract people to Champaign, especially black African American youth, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's extremely tough. Because of the historical dynamic of it all. Being black in a predominantly white environment.
University setting.
You know what I mean? Internationally, right? Like you said, the
Asians.
It sounded to me that you believe the Chinese have more political, financial power than the black folks here.
Well, that's not so much to believe as what is. Because when I take a look at
6.5 and a dozen, I mean, it's all the same thing to me.
Not to me, because when I look at the black community, when I look at the Chinese community, which I'm working in right now, doing some work for the Chinese different people that I'm working at. When I look at, the the area that we're concentrated in, I look at the different areas that they're concentrated
Which is
in.
on the other side, is on the south side of the
Like
university.
Sanctuary. No, they're way over there by Rising, way over there. The last subdivision over there, like you're going towards Muhammad.
Okay.
In that area, past Staley Road, past the Ironwood, past all.
Oh, that's real money by that over there.
Okay, real money. Now, when we come over here talking about how
We got too many people worried about their own family instead of the.
We don't have the economic power to keep our children here. So they should go and search and look for better opportunities to advance themselves first.
Okay.
Not stay here.
Okay.
And we just hold hands and everything's just going to be all right.
We need a longer podcast, but go ahead.
I mean, we can go as long as y'all want, but
No, I don't know how many the viewers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I'll let you continue. but
we'll invite you back.
I appreciate it.
But we're gonna get to a few more. We're gonna get to a few more topics and points.
Okay.
And
They're teaching Mandarin.
Which all schools should.
That's because of the power of those who speak that language. It's just like black folk.
That's the economic power of China. You got the most powerful men saying China more than they saying black on TV.
We got black folks in Champaign only speak English because that's the only language they gave us. So we're like more Englishmen. We got English names. We got English norms. We got European. We're like Europeans. We just black, but we're like Europeans because that's who colonized us. So now that the Chinese people are here, they're recolonizing us because we haven't taken a strong enough stand, to put our footprint down. They're even in Africa.
So was Kanye right in saying we lack culture?
No.
I'm just saying.
We have to define culture, but that's part of our culture.
What is?
The Chinese, the Europeans.
So everybody else's culture is
Look
ours.
who we work for. You got most Democrats work for Republicans.
Fact.
They can fire every Democrat anytime they want to, and nothing nobody could do about it. That's the power I'm talking about. Most of the Democrats are working for Republicans.
I can't, and excuse my fact drop, but I don't know that. I don't know that because the man I work for the people, and he's straight.
The higher you go up, you'll find that, and I looked at the left.
He elected.
Right.
Ain't no higher than the being elected.
No, I'm saying who elected?
The county clerk.
I'm talking way above the county clerk.
Why are we talking above him? And who above him? Nobody's above him.
Sure. President Trump.
all right, let's move on.
Yeah.
We're just talking about the power.
For sure.
Yeah, power over money. I want. That's another thing I want to get out here on this podcast. Is I'd rather have power than money any day of the week.
Not me.
I'd rather, because if I'm able to sit at the power table, I can make money come to me.
If you don't have money, you're not going to be invited. They got $10,000 plates, man.
I consider y'all to be a powerful outlet in the local community. I don't have a dollar to my name, and I was invited.
Power is as it does. What effect can we have? I can't do nothing over here. These 15-year-olds.
I'm hoping this past what we've been on hour and
nope.
Hour and 28.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hoping we did something.
Me, my family, and the little trickles that goes out, the other little seeds out there. But right now, myself, my wife, my family, and then it'll spread abroad.
I understand.
There is no other way.
I appreciate it. No, and I agree to some extent, but
Any other thing
Jinx get to the next topic.
Uncivilized.
Facts, because you have to take care of home before anything.
I mean, people get their money away talking about they doing it in the name of Jesus. Just they feel so good about it. Then they got to ask somebody more responsible than them to help them out. That's crazy.
Tithing is a hold up in the episode.
I'm tired of that. I'm tired of right now.
You hear me?
Yeah, we tired right now. We're giving a good word. Hallelujah. Thank you, Black Jesus.
You all right?
I'm 100. I appreciate. Again, thank y'all for inviting me on. Man.
Okay. All right, I got one more. Okay, do we got any?
Oh, Rose said it's what they do. He said it's what they do, how they work together, and how they choose to evolve.
That's culture, though, right? Where every question she just asked describes. Excuse me,
Brother Roosevelt.
Brother Roosevelt. Every question he asks describes culture. Kanye said we lack culture.
He could say that, but it depends on the context.
What about the question? The context is what Brother Roosevelt just.
What does culture mean?
A way of life, how we, yeah.
It's all included. There's no, there is, when you say if it's a way of life, we're all intertwined with everybody else, black, white, or candy stripe. There's no separation between, us being black, us being with the Europeans.
See, I caught that, man. I didn't catch that on the listen. I had to catch the one-liners when I listened back. You said black, white, candy
I'm saying
stripe.
we're all.
You said candy stripe, and that just kind of swayed me for a minute, man.
But I'm saying that the one brother, David Banner, the guy who said the worst thing that happened to black folks was immigration.
That's definitely.
I'm about 90% there.
You think so?
See, y'all done got that.
Man, look.
Yeah, go ahead.
No.
Listen, I believe when I hear.
Can you say that in your current capacity? I'm asking him. This is plausible deniability because,
I'm a smarter dude. Like I said, shout out to the 28 on that.
You're a public servant.
Yes.
I'm saying, and people will use. I'm always listening to what he's saying because I'm looking for, plausible deniability. I'm like, listen, can you say that? Should you say that? It's one thing to express. I don't live in the public domain where if I was a public servant, I'd be very, very careful about what I say.
And I try to be.
So, I mean, some things, it could be taken so far out of context. And
No. I appreciate you cleaning that up for me.
But if you still go,
No, I appreciate you cleaning that up for me. But from my own personal, again, self-education, Black Wall Street was a real thing.
Yes, sir.
It was a real thing.
Oklahoma. Yes, sir.
So when I hear of that and I learn and you watch and observe things that's currently happening.
Yes, sir.
You have to question. Well, what if they was there, we were here, and then at some point we could collaborate, right? And so that's the line of thinking that I have. But I love all people. I think this kind of folds right into his next question. I love all people, right?
Not me.
No. Christ teaches us to love.
No, he don't.
He don't?
He said he loved Esau and hated Jacob. Then he said no man can serve two masters.
But who was Esau? Who was Esau?
Doesn't matter. He used the word
it
love
don't matter, but
and hate.
My Hebrew brother would say that Esau is
it doesn't matter.
The white man.
I don't care. I'm saying no man can look, you saying you love everybody, but Jesus ain't preached that. He said
God didn't preach that. Christ did.
God ain't preached nothing. We ain't met no God. Somebody said God said it. But listen.
Go ahead.
Well, we'll get from this word is, he said no man can serve two masters.
And he was favored. He didn't say he didn't like him. He said Esau was favored.
I understand favored. Watch this though. This shows there's a tier. There's one more liked more than another. He said he favored.
Yes.
You may have a favorite aunt, which means what? You have a strong affinity to her than the other one with the mustache you always want to kiss. That's different.
Yes.
So when you think about that, he loved one and hate the other. He says it's a time for everything. It's a time to love. It's a time to hate. Time to laugh, time to cry. So when I hear somebody say, I love everybody. So you got to love the raped and the rapist.
Yes, sir.
You gotta love the person who was burned at the stake and the person that's burning them at the stake.
Yes, sir.
So if there's a time to love and a time to hate, how can you love all the time?
So you said all the time. So you put it in a time perspective. I said I love everybody as they are.
No man could. You cannot love. You don't know everybody.
I know that I'm giving love when they come through that door. Anybody that comes
love
through
is creative force out of which everything comes into existence. Love is an action.
Facts.
All right. Now, I love my lungs. I don't smoke, so I'm taking care of my lungs. I love it. Love is an action.
Yes.
I love my family. I take care of them. I don't love that family. I'm not taking care of them. It's not an emotion like I got this happy joy feeling about everybody. That's just an emotion. When you're talking about love, that is an action.
Yes, sir.
It's a verb for me. Mm-hmm. So I'm not taking care of everybody. And I love my family more than I love somebody else's family. There's nothing wrong with that.
At all.
So you can love everybody, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. But I don't encourage black folks to love the people that came, the Dylan Roof that came in. If they had a distinction.
Or hugging a police officer that kills a man in his own apartment.
I mean, I'm saying the guy who came to the prayer meeting.
Well, that's so recent.
Dylan Roof.
No,
that's in the recent our time. Now here he is. He came inside.
There was a black family that hugged the police officer that shot
Botham James or Botham somebody.
Botham Jean,
the French.
She hugged the murderer of the black man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. She could hug whoever she want to hug. Watch this. She could love everybody. Watch this though. She could say I love everybody. And she got caught, and that's that blanket. I love everybody. We can't say nothing. You say you love everybody.
Yes, I do.
She could have the same mindset as you and give him that old hug.
Is love the same thing as forgiveness?
I don't know, but she could love everybody. So in her loving, she could have forgiven him. She could have forgiven this lady who killed him without this lady even asking for forgiveness. Or the one guy who was a witness who they had killed after the fact.
Is that not Christ-like though?
To love,
the way you just described
to forgive.
it. To the way you just described it.
I don't know if it's Christ-like, but I'm not gonna love the person who is trying
that
to
ain't
kill
Christ-like.
me.
Shout out to Kanye again.
Well, I mean, when we think about
I think somebody done listened to that album more than me.
But when we talk about Christ-like, look at the black community. Look at the horrible condition we in because we are so loving. We ain't Christ-like. We're not Christ-like. If we were Christ-like, we wouldn't be, the whole North End over there. Look at, over here where we live over here. And our
Ain't no
area.
love there, man.
Well, let's just take a look at the environment. Can any good come out of Nineveh? Can any good come out of over there? It's getting worse and worse. When we look at teenagers killing each other, they have nothing to do. We as a generation before them, we haven't built anything for them. So of course they're going to leave. Of course they're going to do crazy stuff. Of course they're going to, fight and kill each other and shoot each other. Why? What have we haven't done what we say we were going to do with the whole community, the whole voting, with looking out for everybody. That ain't happening.
No. And a recent mentor of mine. No, and I agree. Again, it's conversations are a learning piece, right? Even just now, as you've been speaking about those things, I've had a mentor of mine who said to me that without no extremes, you get no change, right? So you have to extremely believe in something, right? Against the norm or societal norm.
I agree.
In order to actually make change, right?
I agree.
Middle guys, and again, I consider myself to be a middle guy. Middle guys don't necessarily make a significant change. Obama, right, was a centrist.
What?
A centrist.
What does that mean?
You align with the center.
What's it?
Meaning that I'm going to make sure that
he lukewarm.
everybody. Yes, that's exactly what it means.
See, I don't like all that. I'm like God. I like hot or cold, man. Pick one. And be a man about it. You neither this nor that. Forget all that. At least.
You say you don't believe in Christ.
I didn't say that. I love Christ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm one of his followers.
Okay.
He put me on.
All right,
but I think it folded right into what Jinx is going to allude to here.
Yeah.
Get it going.
You cool though?
Yeah, I'm on.
Okay.
It's 9:15.
Yeah, we finna get out of here.
Okay. So here's the actual question. How has your professional experiences inspired you to give back to this community?
I agree with that, Gene.
Personally. Mm-hmm. And so I know you mentioned you heavy in the basketball. You've really done you really bigged up a lot of the
shout out V
programs that are really
Panthers,
doing some
Kumasi
things.
Jones. You know what I mean? It's a lot of good brothers around here doing things around the hoop. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No. The floor is yours.
My professional capacity has allowed me to articulate and use my skills to bring forces together that don't want to be together. As far as the personal gain that's surrounded by athletics, it gets lost. What gets lost in translation is our ability to build up young brothers.
That's good.
To be more than, right? Everybody was trying to be like Mike. Did anybody ever think like, I'm gonna be better than Mike? Besides LeBron James, but that's another story.
Yeah, we ain't even had time to get to that. That was crazy.
Besides LeBron James, but I'm just saying, like, I think my experiences politically, my family experiences with basketball. Again, I had a D1 athlete in my family, or potential D1 athlete, I would say, due to some of the hardships of being an African American male in this country and being athletic. There's a certain stigmatism that's placed on them. Shout out LBJ for trying to enlighten athletes, that you are more than an athlete. So with all those different dynamics, it's encouraged me to move forward. Of course, I got skin in the game. I don't know if y'all know a young kid named Landon Sutton in the 4th grade who is dominating a lot of the basketball courts around here.
Yeah. I know him either.
You know what you're talking about?
Yeah. I mean, but I have skin in the game, and so I don't want to discount that. But even in those intrinsic biases, I try to fold over to other athletes and young brothers around here that center themselves around basketball, about how the game of basketball translates into life. I mean, look at Verdale Jones. This is a brother from Champaign, Central Elite. I don't know where he hit. Was it Jefferson or Frank? Where did he hit the shot that he got?
Franklin.
So he went to Franklin, right? Went to University of Indiana. Did some overseas playing, built relationships, and then came back to Fort Sewey at some point. Now, of course, there are rumbles about, previous Fort Seweys and things like that. That's no mind to me, because what V is and doing is what I pray or hope for other D1 athletes to do, right? He didn't make it to the NBA for whatever reason, but he was able to build relationships, right? He was able to give back to his community. He was able to restart a charity. Those are things. Brother Kumasi owns the Sprint store over on Prospect. If you got any problems with Sprint, holla at Kumasi over on Prospect in front of Walmart. He is one that is engaged in what he calls the village, right? Where he takes young brothers, and this is more than basketball. It's come spend the night at my house. We're going to get pizzas, video games, and we're going to be a collective. So to go back to your question, how has my professional experiences directly affected?
Because you're in the community.
Yeah.
You know, the whole elected official, like you passionate about. Yeah.
So I'm there. So Jetty Rose Day, right? A lot of black folks know about it, but white folks may not know much about it. But Jetty Rose Day, we there at the. You don't know nothing about Jetty Rose? I ain't from here, and I just learned this year.
I mean, I don't know much. I just see it on Facebook.
Yeah. So there's a festival that goes on in the African American community celebrating a young lady named Jetty Rose. Okay. We were there as a county clerk, but the dynamic from me being a basketball coach over the summer helped me build relationships with people that would have never stopped by the county clerk's table unless I was sitting there.
Understand.
So those are things, how they kind of correlate and go back and forth. But it's a dynamic that I appreciate. It's something that I'm learning. I'm super excited about middle school basketball around here these years. Shout out 7th and 8th grade middle school basketball at all three middle schools. Shout out Live Action. You hear me? Live Action.
What up, Live Action? Dante.
But it's that dynamic that I consistently try to focus on, is how do I leverage my ability to communicate, to compromise, to being able to get the deal done with folks that may not see as macro a level as I do, but want to see some sort of change, right? And I guess that's the basis to your question, is that I try to use my professional skills in the community.
That's good.
Okay. I'm just gonna put something out on Front Street before we get out of here. I talk to your mom quite frequently.
Yes, sir.
And
it's almost gone. You want to know?
Yeah, you the guest. You go ahead and
that's love. Right?
Yeah. And we it's a slippery slope, and I want your opinion on it. This ain't Chicago. This is not a hoops hotbed.
Not at all.
And are we putting too many eggs in that basket as far as hoops?
I think.
Do we do a good enough job using it as a tool instead of a weapon? Because if you use it as a weapon,
it's pretty good.
A weapon can inflict harm not only on yourself but on others. Tool is something that can be built or fixed. I think sometimes we use it as a weapon more so than a tool.
I think that's a perfect dynamic to what you put it to.
This is what me and your mom have talked about, and she
give me a lot.
Okay, I know she do because she
slack
she
about
not
the energy
playing.
I put into basketball.
Yeah.
Right.
So we gotta keep it 100 before we get out.
100. Again, my son is only in the 4th grade, but he's been traveling 3 years.
He
You know what I'm saying? So the reasoning I put behind that type of energy is the passion I see in my son's eyes when he watches basketball, when he talks about basketball. He could have been talking about computers, and I would have engaged.
But your mom tells me that he's following your footsteps scholastically as well.
So that is another dynamic to it all, right? Like, so when you have someone that can do multiple things, you want them to focus their energy on what, as a father, right? You want him to focus his energy on what he will be most successful at and most dynamic at. I consider myself to be one that does that in multiple facets. Socially, what basketball brings. Athletically, what basketball brings. The mindset that basketball brings. How to break down the game basketball brings, right? When you can simplify things, it makes it easier for a child to conceptualize. And what I mean by that is that he plays a team sport, right? So you need other people to win. So that is my relationship piece that I talk to him about, right? Your level of commitment to greatness is something that translates across all spectrums, from athletics, scholars, trades, to anything. Mediocrity is just unacceptable to me. Anytime you're doing something halfway or not to the 100% of your ability, I don't even want to hear or listen about it. I don't even want to see it. I don't want to digress too much, but why I consider basketball to be a game I love, I guess that's a cultural thing. It's a cultural aspect. So it's a change of culture. Something that my friend Ron, he owns properties. Ronnie, great real estate dude. He says it all the time, and his son is a star athlete at Edison right now. Probably one of the fastest kids in Illinois. And he say that basketball thing can be over with tomorrow. But my son is prepared because of my real estate investments, my level of knowledge, that he won't be lost in the shuffle. And that's where I kind of lay my eggs at, is even though we put a lot of energy into basketball, and my firmness to be great and not mediocre, I think that will translate with him longer than the game of basketball.
Okay. And one more question, not to skip around, but I did have that on the. Can you just talk about historically, since you've been in? I know for well, I'm not gonna say for a fact, but voter turnout. Is that something? Is that part of the job, to register voters, to assume they're gonna turn out, or just get them registered for the sake of being registered? So, because referendum, uniform referendum. If I'm not mistaken, and I think we talked about this in the barbershop one time, I want to say it was only like 14 or 15,000 votes for the uniform referendum, and I think you had said there were like, in Champaign alone, there was like 79,000.
There's 128,000 registered voters in the county of Champaign,
and 14,000 votes on the uniform referendum, or something like some. So,
well, how many registered voters?
There are 128,000 registered voters in this county of Champaign, and the county clerk's office hopes and appreciates to raise that number.
So, wow. So that is something.
They directly correlate.
Okay.
In
so
the
that is
that, so for every 6 out of 10 registered voters, they typically vote.
Okay.
14 out of 128,000.
I don't even know what the percentage of ratio is.
Well, that's Champaign County, but I'm
that's
talking
just
about
Champaign County.
talking about like Champaign, the city of Champaign, the registered
Right,
voters.
because that
the city
referendum wasn't on anybody's ballot in Fisher. I don't have the
right,
numbers
right.
in
Or
front of
Urbana.
me.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. I don't have the numbers in front of me
Yeah,
for each
basically,
precinct.
my question was more so about voter turnout. You know, this brother here says he not taking off work. He getting to the money.
No, understandable,
And
respectable.
so voter turnout, is that something that the office is concerned about? Is that something that
It's not the job's office to be concerned about turnout. right?
okay?
Our initiative is to maintain voter registration rolls, make sure everybody is afforded the right to vote. Again, we are a nonpartisan office, so turnout isn't our specific initiative. That's on campaigns and candidates to rev up or drive up turnout. But voter registration, from what I'm learning, again, I've been
No,
there since
for
February.
sure. No, we're not.
Voter registration correlates with turnout, even at the U of I.
Yeah.
So the more registered voters you have, the more likely you are to have a voter turnout. And there's different things that affect it, including political climate, right? You know how many calls our office received that was that Monday about, is there an election tomorrow, right? So there's engaged and enthusiastic people willing to vote because of the political climate.
For sure. All right, cuz. Well, definitely want to thank you again.
No, I appreciate y'all, man.
Much love. That's
No,
good.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Man,
Good.
no, for real. Like, I'm gonna call my mama when I get in the car and just.
I appreciate.
She not
that,
gonna
brother.
listen. You know, she not gonna listen
know.
to the.
She gonna listen.
No, she not.
You don't think so?
Corey was up there.
No, I told her you was coming.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
That's good.
you know, and I'll probably text your mom tomorrow to text her the link.
She
to-
FaceTimed me while I was up here. I told her I was
Okay.
coming up here. So
Yeah. So no, I'm. You exceeded my expectations.
thank you.
Good luck with everything.
Appreciate you.
We'll be in touch. We'll be
For
on
sure.
the book. Going back and
For
forth.
sure.
So, brother,
Get LC out of here.
brother, you got any last parting
What's going on,
takes?
Tim?
My brother, get rich first.
Yes, sir. Shout out SOT. That's our goal. School of Thought.
Get rich first. If you're gonna have a house, buy you a house.
Renting is up though, right?
That's fine. But buy you a house and get you another one. Get some passive income.
There we go. Now you're
So,
talking
by
about
buying
language.
assets. Some people say a house is not an asset. My house is worth more. All my houses are worth way more now than when I.
Not the one you live in. Currently? I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you do your thing. I'm sorry.
And
That's
I
the
tell you
do say,
why.
y'all.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I think that's good. Yeah, because I don't have to pay my mortgage. My renters pay my mortgage. So that's a appreciable asset.
Yes, it is.
So that being the case, my house, if I'm not paying for it, and that's a good investment.
Yes, it is.
So eventually,
36% of your income is derived to your home.
well, some people, depending on what your income is.
Yes, sir.
Some people, that ain't even 1% of what their income is. Depends on how much money you make. So get a house. At least you can leave. I just imagine, what if my father had left me at least a house that was paid off? At least that.
What about the stocks that I bought in Google 10 years ago? I can't
care
leave that
about
to my kids.
You can do what you want to do. I'm saying, had he left me a house,
Oh, wow.
had he,
Oh, okay.
he didn't. Had he left me a house and a truck, I wouldn't have to start all the way back over. But someone has to be first.
Yes, sir.
So I would leave with these parting notes is don't forget to help yourself first.
Yes,
because,
sir.
Public servants, they give their whole lives, for people who won't do nothing. They don't do it for that reason, but it's easy to give your life completely to somebody, and do more for them than they're willing to do for themselves. Don't forget to help you and your family.
I appreciate that, Brother Tim.
Yeah, I'm gonna receive that one.
Yeah, I appreciate that one.
All right, this is Black Coffee, no
Black
sugar,
coffee,
no
no
cream.
sugar.
Shout out Black Coffee, no cream.
No sugar, no cream. Got to know the sugar. kNOw.
Black coffee, no sugar, no black coffee, no sugar, no cream podcast.
Yes, episode 59. Again, everywhere where you can listen to podcasts, search engine, Black Coffee, no sugar, kNOw, no cream. kNOW.
Good job.
This is episode 59. How you feel about episode 59, brother?
Best.
Yeah.
Say that to all his guests, man.
No, I don't.
That's the standard. That's the standard thing.
No, I lied. Some of them been boring. Some of them been,
All right, we about
Black
to end
coffee,
this.
no
So,
sugar,
so now, until next time, may peace be unto you, and go ahead and take us home in the Arabic language.
The language, one of the languages Jesus spoke was Assalamu alaikum or Shalom alaikum. That's our original language. Peace.
Y'all finished or y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking.
Peace, y'all.
Peace, y'all.
Thank you, cuz.
Yes, sir.
Good job.